Welcome back to Red Recapped. Today I'm going to describe a movie called Sniper, The White Raven, released in 2009. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. In the peaceful Donbass region of Ukraine, Mykola and his pregnant wife Nastya reside as renowned pioneers of eco-living. Nastya, an artist with a fondness for drawing and woodcarving, creates a wooden angel to serve as Mykola's protective charm. Mykola, a teacher at the local school specializing in mathematics, physics, and ecology, commutes there by bicycle. Their home features a peace symbol known as the paw of the white raven, symbolizing an ancient tale of a compassionate raven that provided water and sustenance to people, sacrificing its feathers in the process. Since they lack electronic devices at home, Mykola and Nastya remain uninformed until Mykola's workday begins, allowing him a brief TV update during his break. This is how he discovers news about the protesters killed in the capital city and the potential Russian invasion. Despite being troubled by a student named Ivan during his classes, who views him as an odd outsider, Mykola upholds his commitment to pacifism and guiding young minds, refusing to be provoked by Ivan's attempts to anger him. While heading to work one morning, Mykola observes soldiers stationed along the road but dismisses their presence. Arriving at school, he's taken aback by the vacant premises. A swift TV update informs him of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The soldiers he noticed earlier come to mind, fueling Mykola's concern for his wife. He hurries home but arrives too late. Russian forces are attacking Nastya, and they apprehend Mykola when he attempts to protect her. After ensuring they're not spies, the soldiers set fire to their home before departing. Nastya's stone-throwing attempt meets gunfire, tragically ending her defiance. Grief-stricken, Mykola clings to his wife's lifeless form amidst the blazing destruction. Hours later, 2 Ukrainian militia members locate Mykola, confirming his civilian status before aiding in Nastya's burial. They escort him to their base, where Mykola takes his wooden angel, a poignant memento of his spouse. Although met with skepticism by higher-ranking personnel due to his sudden appearance, Mykola swiftly establishes his credibility by expressing his desire to enlist and expel the Russian invaders from his homeland. Subsequently, Mykola undergoes rigorous training that demands physical endurance and firearm skills, both of which are foreign to him as a pacifist. Handling and assembling weapons prove to be daunting tasks, leading to mockery from his superiors. Undeterred, Mykola remains resolute, dedicating himself to intensive training. Late-night weapon practice and his wood angel by his side, he stays focused on his ultimate goal, avenging his wife. After several weeks, the trainees discover a shortage of snipers on the front lines, prompting a call for volunteers. Despite initial disinterest, Mykola steps forward eagerly, facing more ridicule. Unwilling to back down, he accepts a challenge to prove himself, assembling and disassembling an AK-47 blindfolded in under 20 seconds. This feat earns him the respect he deserves and secures his chosen codename, Raven. As he had hoped, sniper training's theoretical aspects pose little challenge for Mykola due to his adeptness in mathematics and physics. He outpaces his instructors in calculations, establishing himself as a standout trainee. Mykola also excels in adhering to the paramount rule of absolute stillness and silence, even when an instructor shoots close to him. However, he falters in the actual shooting aspect due to being assigned an unsuitable weapon unlike the others. Despite his protests, he's told to cope with it. Unyielding, Mykola devises a strategy to showcase his capabilities. During the final night sniper test, trainees must fire upon their targets as a flare illuminates the scene. Mykola refrains from shooting initially, utilizing the light to calculate distances. Once the test concludes, he precisely hits the target's center in complete darkness, an achievement unmatched by his peers. Consequently, Mykola graduates with the highest score and is assigned to an elite unit. In his inaugural mission, he and fellow snipers must reclaim a crucial checkpoint taken by the Russians. The team stealthily infiltrates the area, evading detection. Each sniper is assigned a target, but their plan is momentarily halted when a civilian car approaches the checkpoint. The Russian soldiers compel the 2 civilians to exit the car and surrender their passports, withholding the documents when the couple requests their return. The male civilian's insistence on retrieving his belongings escalates into a confrontation, leading the Russian soldiers to respond aggressively. Observing this, Mykola's team swiftly intervenes, eliminating all the soldiers with precise, efficient shots, including the one holding the woman hostage. With the mission accomplished, the team hoists the Ukrainian flag to reclaim the checkpoint. Upon returning to their base, Mykola learns that his fellow recruits embarked on a separate mission. Seizing the opportunity, he visits his former workplace, the school, where he's deeply affected by the dilapidated state of the classrooms. The following day, upon the return of the other team, Mykola receives devastating news. One of his friends has been killed by an enemy sniper. Mykola's resolve for revenge deepens further due to these added reasons. In the subsequent mission, Mykola's team strategically conceals explosives in trees, camouflaged by leaves. They lie in wait amidst the grass, anticipating the appearance of their enemies, as per intelligence reports. However, when Russian soldiers emerge from the forest as expected, Mykola hesitates to shoot because he witnesses something unbelievable. Ivan has joined the Russian army and is advancing with their adversaries. Mykola regains his focus when the captain commands him to fire. He triggers the detonator, resulting in the demise of all Russian soldiers, including Ivan. When questioned by the captain about the situation, Mykola explains, and the captain acknowledges that Ivan had made his choice. During a subsequent break, Mykola and the captain connect over their shared memories of home. The captain carries a photo of his family and reveals that he's made an agreement with his wife not to disclose the nature of his job to his daughters, leading them to believe he's away on a business trip. In return, Mykola shares the significance of the wood angel, explaining that it represents his own family. A few days later, the Ukrainian forces successfully secure the border trenches. The sniper team assumes their positions, awaiting the impending Russian invasion of the region. Holding the wood angel close, Mykola prepares for his duty. However, his usual composure wavers when he spots among the arriving Russian soldiers the man responsible for his wife's death. Consumed by a desperate thirst for revenge, Mykola repeatedly requests permission to shoot. Each time, the captain denies him, as the enemy isn't yet in the optimal position. Frustrated by waiting, Mykola takes matters into his own hands and fires, hitting the soldier. However, this action discloses their location to a concealed enemy sniper, who swiftly retaliates and kills the captain. Amid the Russian onslaught, Mykola is forced to navigate the field, dragging the captain's lifeless body while evading bullets and bombs. Hours later, Mykola finally arrives back at the base. His superior assures him that an investigation will be conducted to identify the sniper responsible for the captain's death. Once they locate the culprit, Mykola will be summoned to handle the situation. Meanwhile, tormented by guilt, Mykola immerses himself in solo missions to compensate for his error. His sharpshooting prowess remains intact, allowing him to eliminate numerous Russian soldiers. However, unchecked by anyone, he becomes increasingly reckless and suffers a wounded arm from an enemy bullet. Seeking recovery, Mykola retreats to a concealed refuge, where he aims to regain strength and catch up on the latest news regarding negotiations with Russia's political state. His respite is abruptly disrupted by an urgent call. The military has pinpointed the whereabouts of the sniper who killed the captain, requiring Mykola's return. Before the mission commences, the soldiers are briefed on all the gathered information thus far. The sniper, known as Sari, exhibits a wide range with his bullets, having already claimed the lives of 5 Ukrainian snipers and 3 machine gunners. Compounding the situation, he documents each kill through videos posted to demoralize their forces. He even shamelessly shared the footage of their captain's demise. Despite the grim toll, these losses have allowed them to pinpoint Sari's location. Unable to mine the area due to a chlorine storage issue in the chemical plant where Sari is concealed, an alternative strategy is devised. Ukrainian snipers will eliminate the lower-ranking soldiers to pave the way for Mykola to infiltrate the building and confront Sari directly. As the mission commences, Ukrainian snipers assume their positions, awaiting Mykola's entry into the building, achieved by crawling across the field. The first adversary he encounters is the man who had attacked his home and still recalls Mykola. This man expresses regret for not killing Mykola initially. Swiftly dispatching him with a single gratifying shot, Mykola signals his teammates to initiate their attack. All Ukrainian snipers fire simultaneously, executing a synchronized sweep of the area without triggering any alerts. Only 2 Russian snipers remain, including Sari. Unaware of the unfolding danger, they realize something's amiss when communications cease. Investigating, they discover their comrades have been eliminated. Capitalizing on this diversion, Mykola exploits the opportunity to advance further into the building undetected. Sari summons reinforcements and assigns the other soldier to keep watch while he returns to his position. He's taken aback upon encountering a small wood angel. At that instant, Mykola emerges, pouncing on Sari and eliminating him with a knife. Simultaneously, the other Russian soldier falls victim to a pre-placed grenade. The backup Sari had called for arrives, and Mykola seizes Sari's radio to convey a warning. Upon the Russian truck's arrival, Ukrainian soldiers swiftly unleash a hail of gunfire, swiftly neutralizing the threat. With vengeance secured for his wife, friend, and captain, Mykola opts for respite. He returns home to pay a visit to Nastia's grave, ensuring the cross is restored in its proper place. Although he yearns for his home, Mykola recognizes the pressing duties that lie ahead for the sake of his country. He embarks on another solitary mission, fully prepared to dismantle as many Russian soldiers as required to fulfill his objectives. That's all from the video. Thanks for watching and take care.